Jalen, good morning. How are you, man?
Great, man. How about you guys?
We're hanging in there, and you guys had a dominant performance defensively against the Colts on Sunday. We've talked to you about shutouts and things like that, but how good did that one feel considering you're at home? A lot of talk about the quarterback, obviously. You were playing a team that felt like they were a little wounded coming in here. How big was that performance on Sunday against the Colts for the defense?
It was very big, and I just say for one, it's more about us and less about them, and trying to get back on track and keep stacking these wins, man. Keep stacking these wins against a really, really good coach team and a team that we knew that was going to come in here. This is a long time battle between the Colts and the Patriots, and we knew the type of style of offense and defense that we're going to play, and they know us historically. So it was very big.
How are you guys feeling going into the bye? 5-4, but on your side of the ball, you guys are playing extremely well. Just the overall takeaway through 9 games defensively.
As far as record-wise, not where we want to be as a team. There are some positives, throughout, this technically first half of the season, and there are some negatives. But I think the biggest thing is, as far as the bye, we did get the win right before, which is always a good thing going into you don't want to go into a bye with a loss. But also now we get some time to reflect, recharge, and get right back to it, and get ready for the Jets.
When you mention reflect, how will you reflect on the first half of the season?
Yeah, go back through the film. Talk to my coach. Ask them. What are things that he may have seen that I can do better. Outside of what I already know, things I can work on. See how teams may be attacking me or attacking our defense, and get better in those aspects.
Jack Jones has had a really impactful start to the season, his first year, obviously. I'm curious, for you, you've been in the league long enough now where during training camp in the preseason, when you see a rookie, can you kind of tell if that guy's going to be able to help you this year? Or on the flip side, like, maybe he's not ready and it might take him a little bit longer. Can you tell that early on?
Definitely, man. You can tell when a guy has a little juice, whether he has a little twitch, whether he knows football, is he athletic, is he not athletic, for sure. And I think one of the things with Jack, you kind of did notice that. You could tell, by his body and how he played, his play style, and knowledge of the game, he was a rookie. But also when he was just able to just go out there and line up and play ball, he was out there making plays throughout camp. And I think his progression from OTAs until now, man, it's been night and day. But I think that also goes into the coaching, that also goes into Jack, wanting to put the work in as a young guy, because you see young guys have success early and, they kind of slack off. They feel like they got it, but day in and day out, Jack is out there, trying to get more reps, trying to, ask multiple questions in the meeting room. And that's what you want to see from a young guy who just wants to continue to get better each and every day.
Jalen Mills here with Gresh and Keefe on this Patriots Friday here on WEEI. Jalen is with us on the Harbor One hotline. Offensively, it has not gone to script, obviously. Defensively, you guys have been pretty good from the jump, with a few hiccups here and there against maybe some of the running quarterbacks. How has this team stayed together, Jalen, even though you have one side of the ball that really has struggled? How have you all not pointed fingers?
Trust in the process, man. At the end of the day, the big word in this question that you just asked me right now is team. And that's where we are, and we know it's like that in this league. Some days it's going to be the offense time to win the ball game, and some games it's going to be the defense time. Some games it's going to be the special teams time, and whatever that may be is we just have to know whoever number is called on that Sunday, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, that unit is ready to step up And it's not a point finger game, because at the end of the day, the goal is not about an individual success. It's not about, one group succeeding more than the other. It's about getting the win. And that's the only goal on Sunday, and that's the only thing that's important week in and week out.
Jalen, what's your thoughts on some of those advanced stats, whether it's Pro Football Focus or some of the others that rank every position? And it's one of those things, like, for us, we'll use it if it supports our argument, then we'll ignore it if it doesn't support our argument. But I'm curious, for the player, do you guys look at that and you're like, well, these guys don't even really know exactly what the play call is or what the coverage is supposed to be, and yet they're coming up with these different rankings and, who the top cornerbacks are, top safeties, and things like that. Are you aware of these things at all, and do you pay attention to them, and do you think they're legit?
Yeah, a little bit. When I was a little bit younger in my career, now, once I kind of got the knowledge of how, pro football does, they do a couple of things, those guys do a hell of a job. But sometimes, like you say, it may be a certain coverage where, it could be zone and the ball gets thrown right here and the guy could just be breaking on the ball, and now that target's on him, or it could be, it could be man to man, and it's a lot of different things that goes into that. It's schematic wise and play wise. So I kind of don't get into that. At the end of the day, the team knows. The defensive coaches know, defense staff knows, offensive staff knows, whatever it may be on both sides. So I kind of don't get into that because it kind of can get screwed a little bit.
Jalen, I know that we've talked to you about some of the guys on the back end of your defense, but two guys in particular up front are really having great years. One is Deatrich Wise, who it feels like to us who've covered this team forever that he's been around forever. And then there's, and then you got Matt Judon, who is just tearing it up, and it feels like it's a couple of sacks every game for him. Look, you're covering guys, you're not able to watch what they do, but you're watching the film afterwards. Can you just talk about each one of those guys up front, how big they've been, and how important it is when we hear a guy like Bill Belichick talk about, well, the coverage and the rush and the coverage, it's all got to work together. Just give us a little bit on those two guys up front who've had a great first half so far.
Yeah, man, I think when we're talking about, Wise, he's a guy who, was promoted captain for us. A guy who, day in and day out comes with his working cap on and he works hard. So I think for him to, get the success and have the success that he's having right now, nobody on this team is surprised at all. He's a guy who's consistent as far as his work ethic, like I said, and how he approaches the game. And Judon, man, he's crazy, man. I think when you talk about him too, man, Judon, man, he's one of one, man. You can't compare him to anybody in this league, regardless stat-wise, character-wise. He's a ball of energy, man. Everybody loves him on the team, man. He's a great teammate. And kind of like you just said, too, with what Bill said, the great rush, marries up, with great coverage and vice versa. But sometimes, man, with those guys, when up front, when they get going, and you guys have seen it multiple times this year, when they get going, man, that's a train that it's hard to stop. It's almost unstoppable, man. But I think that also goes into, like I said, the work that those guys put in each and every day.
We talked to you last week about LSU, Alabama, and you said, obviously the Patriots filled with Alabama guys. Did you have a chance to watch that with them? And for those who weren't paying attention, LSU, monster overtime win, going for 2 in overtime. Did you guys stay up all the way together watching that game, and how sweet has that been since?
I think we stayed into the cafeteria. It was a couple of Alabama guys, not too many, stayed into the cafeteria to about, I want to say halftime, maybe the beginning of the third quarter. Then everybody, kind of spread it out and went back to the hotel rooms. I definitely stayed up because I found out that we had daylight savings, so we was going to get an extra hour of sleep. Yep. So I was like, I can buy this extra hour to finish the game off. Usually I can't make those night games, but definitely, come Sunday, you know, I was kind of snickering at guys, but I wanted guys to be focused on the game. But Monday came around, I was in the locker room talking big trash, talking noise to everybody. Tried to have a couple of Alabama guys, you know, throw up the LSU sign or put on the LSU hat or something, but they weren't going for it. So it was fun though. It was fun.
Good.
Jalen, I do want to ask you. I'm on your Instagram right now, and 10/7/22, life changed for you with the birth of Zeus Legend Mills. It's been over a month. Tell us a little bit about Zeus, and just in a short month, what you've learned about life in terms of being a parent now and responsible for another human being.
Yeah, I mean Zeus, man, he's a beautiful little boy. Me and my fiance, we got blessed with him, man. He's great. When you talk about the aspect of life and how it's changed, I think the biggest thing is just how I think now. You know, I'm at practice or about to go to practice throughout the day. You know, I'm trying to text back home, you know, see what he's doing, how is he doing. Once we're finished throughout the day, meetings and everything, I'm trying to rush home, you know, so I can hold him, hug him, kiss on him, man. And you know, every day that I get home, man, it's something new. Whether he's making a different type of face, whether he's, you know, his eyes are opening more, he's looking around more, he's being more attentive. Whether I'm trying to, you know, read to him, sing to him, whatever it may be, I think my mindset was, you know, just, you know, come home, relax, you know, chill with my fiance. Now it's more about, you know, doing everything for my family.
And the bye week couldn't come at a better time. I'm sure your fiance's thrilled. That means
man.
more diapers you can change.
Oh man, that's crazy too. Like I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed that part of changing the diapers, man. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he tears those diapers up now every time. So don't get me wrong. So sometimes, you know, it's not just a diaper change. Yes, you might have to get in the bathtub, but
sure.
But I enjoy it, man. I love it.
Now, as I look through the Instagram photos, I think I see you and your fiance with, I think, like, it's a lion. I think you're with a leopard. Yeah. Like, you're swimming with sharks. Like, is that done now that you are a dad?
For right now. For right now. I'm definitely an adventurous guy. So is she. But I think I want my child to be that as well. I want them to be adventurous. I want them to be outgoing. You know, witness life. You know, us as humans. You know, we get so caught up in, you know, our routine. You know, wake up, brush your teeth, go to work, come home. You know, eat dinner, watch TV, go to sleep, and we really only enjoy ourselves Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday it's repeat Monday through Friday. So when, you know, I do get those chances, or, you know, my kid does get those chances when, you know, he's old enough to, you know, do those type of things, you know, I'm going to encourage that, you know, maybe not be as dangerous as that, but when you get those opportunities, man, you have to take them, man, because you never know. You know, life is short, and, you know, we have to enjoy it.
Well, thank you for the time on this Patriots Friday. We know y'all got a bunch of downtime here. Enjoy the heck out of it. We will look forward to catching up with you next Friday. And thanks a bunch, Jalen. We always appreciate what you give us here on Gresh and Keefe.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys. You guys enjoy, man.